Hello students, myself Professor S.J. Rahmat from Department of Civil Engineering, KLS VDIT, Halia. Students, in the last class we have discussed about one of the topic, that is septic tank. So related to this we have discussed about the introduction, construction features of septic tank, design aspects, disposal of effluent, advantages and disadvantages of septic tank. So we have started our introduction or discussion with a definition of septic tank. A septic tank is an underground chamber made of concrete, fiberglass or plastic through which domestic wastewater or sewage flows for basic treatment. And this particular method is considered as a primary treatment for sewage. And the term septic refers to the anaerobic bacterial environment that develops in tank that decomposes or mineralizes the waste discharged into the tank. And while discussing the constructional features, the septic tank should be constructed of material which are resistant to the corrosion. The tanks are constructed watertight. So, and also we have discussed about the cross section as well as plan of septic tank. And apart from these topics, we have also discussed about the design aspects of the septic tank, in which first design aspect is capacity. The volume of a septic tank is decided by taking into consideration the quantity of flow and the detention period. It can also be designed on per capita basis, which varies from 60 to 110 liters per person to be served by the septic tank. The space for sludge is kept usually at the rate of 15 to 45 liters per capita per year. Second factor considered is detention period. The detention period varies from 12 to 72 hours, the common being 24 hours. And also we have to provide free board. This should be about 400 mm to 600 mm. And the shape of the septic tank generally rectangular in shape. The ratio of length to width is about 2 to 4 meter or 2 to 4 here. And also we have solved one numerical problem over the design of septic tank. Apart from this, we have discussed the disposal of effluent. The liquid collected over the sludge deposited at the bottom of the tank is called as septic tank effluent. So that can be disposed using different methods like absorption trenches, gardening, it can be discharged directly to the natural waters, soak pits, and also we can dispose that particular effluent from the septic tank using subsurface irrigation, surface irrigation, and also it can be subjected to trickling filters, that is to reduce the bacterial load, and also using the disposal in absorption trenches we can dispose of the effluent from the septic tank. And we have discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of septic tank. Like advantages are, it does not practically require any special attention or skilled supervision. It can be constructed easily. Second disadvantage we have discussed is the cost is reasonable as compared to the advantages it offers. Preferably there will be a considerable reduction in the BOD and SS, that is suspended solids. And apart from these advantages, the septic tank will have few disadvantages, like if the tank is not properly functioning, the effluent is dark and foul smelling. It is even worse than influent. And it requires excessive large size for serving more persons. Third disadvantage is that the leakage of gases through the top of septic tank leads to air pollution. The working of septic tank is unpredictable and non-uniform. So these are the topics which we have discussed in the last class. Today we will discuss another topic in sanitary engineering, that is sewer appurtenances, and in detail we will discuss about the manholes and catch basins. Now, before that, let me discuss about the term sewer appurtenances. In order to make the process of construction easy and to have efficient working and maintenance, the sewer system requires various other additional structures. These structures are known as the sewer appurtenances. And few of the important sewer appurtenances are manholes, catch basins, which are also called as catch pits. Third one is drop manholes. Fourth one is flushing tanks. Fifth one is grease and oil traps. Sixth one is inlets. Seventh one is inverted siphons. Eighth one is lamp holes. Ninth one is cleanouts. 10th one is storm water regulators. As per your syllabus, we will discuss in detail about two sewer appurtenances, that is manholes and catch basins, which are also called as catch pits. Now come to the one of the sewer appurtenances, that is manholes. So how the manholes can be defined here? A manhole is defined as the inspection chamber constructed to connect the ground level with the hole or opening made in the sewer line at suitable intervals so that a man can easily, conveniently and safely enter through it and carry out the usual maintenance, inspection, cleaning and rectification operations. What are the objects of manhole here? So following are the objects served by the manholes. First among them is they permit inspection, cleaning and maintenance of sewer line. The obstructions in the sewage flow are collected in manholes and they are then brought to the surface. Second objective of manhole is that the manholes allow the joining of sewer or of changing the direction or alignment or both. A manhole sometimes receives the contribution of sewage from sewers of various sizes and coming from various directions. Third objective, if the manhole covers are perforated, the manholes may also the helps also escape the undesirable gases and thus the ventilation of sewer can be achieved to a great extent. Fourth objective of providing manhole is that these facilitate the laying of sewer lines in convenient lengths. Now come to the location where the manholes are provided here. The manholes are provided at every bend, junction, change of gradient or change of diameter. Unless there is some practical difficulty, the sewer lines between two subsequent manholes is laid straight with even gradient. The straight alignment of sewer line also requires manholes at regular intervals. The distance between two manholes on straight alignment depends mainly on the diameter of sewer lines. It is about 75 meter for sewer having diameter up to 600 mm, 120 meter for sewer having diameter up to 900 mm, 150 meter for sewers having diameter up to 1200 mm, 250 meter for sewer having the diameter up to 1500 mm, and 300 meter or more for sewers of diameter greater than 1500 mm dia. The spacing in case of large sewer is more as they can be entered by men for inspection. Now come to the principles of design here. Few of the principles of design of manhole are, first one among them is the manhole should be structurally stable and it should be strong enough to resist all the forces likely to come upon it. Second one is the manhole should allow the sewage to flow smoothly and easily. The sewage should not become unnecessarily foul in manhole. Third one is the manhole should be safe for workers to enter it. Fourth one, the walls and floor of manhole should be made impervious. The inside surface of wall should be coated with cement plaster. Fifth one, if inlet and outlet sewers are of different diameter, the crowns of sewer should be kept at near the same level. This is done by giving necessary slope in the inward of manhole chamber. If this precaution is not taken, there will be backflow in smaller sewers when larger sewers are running full. Now, come to the classification of manholes. According to depth, the manholes are classified as shallow manhole, normal manhole, and deep manhole. The shallow manhole is about 750 mm to 900 mm in depth, and it is constructed at the beginning of branch sewer or at places which are not subject to heavy traffic. It is also known as an inspection chamber, and it is provided with a light cover at its top. The normal or medium manhole is about 900 mm to 2000 mm in depth, and it is constructed of 100 mm by 1000 mm by 1000 mm or 800 mm by 1000 mm in size. It is rectangular or square in shape, and its section is not reduced. It is provided with heavy cover at its top. Now come to the third type of manhole. The deep manhole has a depth more than 2000 mm. The size is also correspondingly increased, but the size in the upper portion is reduced, and an upset constructed either in brick or cement concrete is provided. It also contains facility to go down up to its bottom, and it is provided with heavy cover at its top. The following figure, that is 2315, shows the details of a deep manhole. The figure shows the rectangular deep manhole with upset. So there will be a concrete bedding will be there, and channel and working chamber will be there, which is constructed with wall, and also you can see the position of main sewer and the cross section of branch sewer also you can see here. As the depth is more at the top, upset may be given for the convenient supervision and cleaning of the manhole here. Now come to the component parts of a manhole. A typical manhole consists of the following 6 parts. First one is access shaft, second one is bottom or inward, third one is cover with frame, fourth one is steps or ladder, fifth one is walls, and sixth one is working chamber. Now we will discuss in brief about all these components here. Now come to the access shaft here. The upper portion of a deep manhole is known as an access shaft, and for rectangular manhole its minimum size should be about 750 mm by 600 mm. For circular manhole the minimum diameter should be 600 mm to 750 mm. Its depth depends on the depth of manhole and the height required for working chamber. The access shaft is expanded to the size of working chamber either by corbelling or by arching or by providing RCC slab. Now the second component of manhole is bottom or inward. The bottom of manhole is constructed of cement concrete or brick paving. A semicircular or U-shaped main channel is constructed, and the sides are made to slope towards it, and the bottom inward is as shown in figure 2316. It is known as the benching, and it facilitates the entry of sewage into the main channel. If sewers meet at the same level in the bottom of manhole, the channels connected with each other will have to be constructed. Such construction should be made with easy curve. This is the figure which shows the bottom of manhole, which consists of main sewer line and also how to connect the branch sewer. The figure shows how to connect the branch sewer to the main sewer. Always the branch sewer, the level of the branch sewer is above the main sewer here. Now next important component is cover with frame. The manhole is provided with cover and frame at its top. The cover and frame both are of cast iron. The depth of frame is about 200 mm to 250 mm and its base is about 100 mm wide. It is firmly embedded in the pavement and the cover resists in the groove which is kept inside the frame. The weight of cover and frame varies from 90 kg to 270 kg. The light type is adopted to carry light traffic and the heavy type is adopted to carry heavy traffic. The shape of manhole cover may be rectangular or circular, the latter being very common as shown in figure 2370. The size of the former is about 600 mm by 450 mm and of the latter it is about 500 mm to 600 mm diameter. The circular covers are stronger than the rectangular ones and have the advantages that the cover cannot drop into the manhole. The cover should be standardized so that in case of theft or breakage, they can be easily replaced. The top surface of manhole covers is made rough by suitable designs. The smooth surface is objectionable as it is slippery. The top surface also contains an arrow and the cover is so placed that the direction of arrow indicates the direction of flow of sewage. The top of manhole cover should be properly adjusted in relation to the road surface. They should not form a source of inconvenience for traffic using road. If the cover is making noise, the packing or gasket may be placed between the cover and frame to properly fit the cover with the frame. As a matter of fact, the cover should be flat and it should be in the plane of pavement so that it neither causes excessive wear of the pavement nor interferes with the traffic. Now, we have to consider few factors in the selection of manhole cover. Those are, first among them is convenience of repair and replacement. Second one is cost, freedom from rattle and noise. Fourth one is locking arrangement so as to reduce the chances of being stolen away. Fifth one, possibility of adjustment with the wearing down of payments. Sixth one is protection against entrance to the lighted cigarettes. Next one is safely to the workers while entering manhole. And last one is strength to withstand the traffic load, etc. Now the next component is steps or ladder. In order to make the entry and exit of man easy, the steps are provided in the manhole. The steps are made of cast iron and they are placed staggered at a horizontal center to center distance of about 200 mm and at a vertical center to center distance of about 300 mm. If steps are made of double width, the staggering is not required. The steps should be firmly embedded in the wall. If the depth of manhole is more, it is desirable to provide a ladder instead of steps. The ladder gives a high sense of security to the workers. The steps or ladder should start from about 400 mm from ground or road level and should be continued up to about 300 mm height from the bottom level of manhole. Next component of manhole is walls. The walls of a manhole may be made of brickwork or stonework or cement concrete. The brick walls are very common and the minimum thickness of the wall should be 200 mm. Next component is working chamber. The lower portion of a deep manhole is known as working chamber and it provides a working space to carry out cleaning and inspection of sewer line. The minimum size of the rectangular working chamber should be about 900 mm by 1200 mm and that of circular working chamber should be about 1200 mm diameter. The height of the working chamber should preferably be not less than 1800 mm or so. Now the next topic is hazards of a manhole work. The element of the sewer maintenance is ignored very often and which requires careful attention and protective measures in the manhole work. The staff should be trained for the comparatively easy act of removing a manhole cover, not only to avoid smashed toes and fingers but also to prevent more serious back injuries. In addition, the approaching drivers on the road should be warned from a distance about the manhole work in progress by the installation of suitable signals or lights. The most serious hazards of manhole work are, however, flammable gas and oxygen deficiency. The staff should be thoroughly trained to carry out simple tests on every manhole before entry for oxygen deficiency, combustibles, carbon monoxide, or hydrogen sulfide. If, however, an emergency demands to enter a gas filled manhole or one where oxygen may be lacking, the workers should wear a self contained air breathing mask and a safety harness with lifetime. The extra two other employees should be stationed at the manhole opening because one individual cannot lift an unconscious person out of a manhole. So this is a circular manhole. You can all see the different components of the deep manhole here. As we have discussed, that is the exit shaft and also the cast iron cover, working chamber, and also you can see the walls which may be made up of RCC. So those walls can also be constructed using bricks or stone. This is about the manholes. Now come to the next type of sewer appurtenances, that is catch basins. What do you mean by this catch basin? A catch basin or catch pit is a structure in the form of a chamber which is provided along the sewer line to admit clear rainwater free from silt, grit, debris, etc. into the combined sewer. Now let us discuss the objects of catch basin. First object is to prevent the entry of silt, grit, debris, etc. contained in the rainwater. Second one is to prevent the escape of sewer gas. Now, what are the different components of catch basin here? So, the following figure, that is named as 23.1, shows the details of a typical catch basin. It consists of a basin or chamber constructed of walls. At the bottom of basin, the space is provided for the accumulation of grit, debris, sand, etc. At the top of basin, the cover with perforation is fixed and at the pavement or curb, the openings are kept to admit rainwater into basin. A hood is provided to prevent the escape of sewer gas, which may find its way through sewer lines. So this is the cross section of a catch basin. So here you can see the road level as well as different components, and also how the sewer line is connected to catch basin here. And at the top there is a perforated cover which allows the rainwater to enter in it. Perforation will helps in the escape of the sewer gases. Now come to the maintenance of catch basin. The catch basins provides a temporary storage of impurities contained in rainwater. Hence, it demands periodical cleaning. Otherwise, the organic matter decomposes and gives out bad smell. It also then forms a breathing place for mosquitoes and causes annoyance to the persons passing or living nearby. Now, what is the use of these catch basins? The catch basins are adopted for the combined sewerage system, but at present the trend is to lay sewers with such a gradient that self-cleanishing velocity is achieved, and to construct paved street which contribute little debris or grit. Hence, it is not considered necessary to provide the catch basins in the modern separate system. If you want some more details about the topics, you can refer the following books here. So that is, first one is Water Supply and Sanitary Engineering by Rangwala, and also you can refer the Wastewater Engineering, Collection, Treatment, Disposal and Reuse by Metcalf and Eddy. What are the applications of these topics? Students, these topics are very important in sanitary engineering and also in municipal services. Thank you one and all.